So I heard something yesterday that really pissed me off. And it was something along the lines of, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but something along the lines of like, surround yourself with your yes people, the people that will lift you up and cheer you on and that kind of thing, right? And it pissed me off because it's that same personal development kind of nonsense that gets thrown around time and time again that I think makes us weak. The stuff where it teaches us to create these really quite artificial environments for ourselves in which we have the false impression that we're thriving, that we're becoming more, but it's such an artificial environment that we're in because it's not really akin to real life, right? We've just curated it. We've curated this environment in which we're just surrounded by these yes people, and we're just doing the things that we are good at over and over and again. And we think we're doing well and we think we're becoming more, but actually we're weakening ourselves. We're becoming less. And the reason why this came to mind was as I heard this person share this thing about surround yourself with your yes people and the people that are going to really hold your dreams for you and push you forward and all of this kind of stuff. It reminded me of a podcast episode that I listened to a couple of years ago, and there was this gut health specialist who came on there and shared that in order for us to have extraordinary health, in order for us to create this environment, rather have this environment within us that allows extraordinary health to be created and to flourish, one of the things that we need to do is diversify our gut flora. And one of the ways in which we do that is by creating different environments in there. And how do we create those different environments? Through eating a variety of foods. All the colours of the rainbow, if we're looking at vegetables and fruits and things like that, fermented foods and all of that jazz. I'm not a nutritionist, so I won't go into those details, but this is basic stuff that we've been taught about how to look after our internal environments and how to make them stronger. So the same thing applies to our external environment as well, right? If we want to become an extraordinary human being, if we want to become more, if we want to be stronger, right, more resilient, if we want to become more of a presence, one of the ways in which we can do that is to diversify our environment, to expose ourselves to new people, new perspectives, challenges, so that we get to meet ourselves inside of those places, and we get the opportunity through that challenge, through being immersed in that new environment, we have the chance to become more. And so one of the things that really pisses me off about the personal development world is this creation of artificial safety, of like mollycoddling ourselves into only hang out with these kind of people. You are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around with. Follow your tribe or whatever, follow your bliss, or all of those things, right? And when we hear them, there's missing the nuance of what someone could have said and shared with us, or shared in that context. It's missing the fact that yes, there may be a time and a place where you need to be surrounded by a certain 5 people to progress in that area of your life. But chances are those 5 people can't follow you around for the rest of the other parts of your life, right? There's different people, there's different environments in which you need to be in order to grow, to become more, to be challenged so that you learn, so you adapt, you flourish. Just like our gut flora, right? If we keep eating the same things again and again and again, have a very small color palette from which we select our foods, we don't bring in those fermented foods or whatever it is, we just keep eating the same things again. What happens, we find this when we go on holiday, right? We go on holiday and we eat something different, and it just throws our systems off completely, or it disagrees with us. We get bloated or we feel sick. And the same thing can happen in our personal lives, in the sense of we meet someone that challenges us and we kind of disappear into the background because we're too scared to express our opinion around that person. Or someone disagrees with us and we question whether our opinion or who we are is right or wrong, and we don't step forward and acknowledge, well, you can have your opinion, this is mine, and that's okay. And we don't engage in that opportunity to just be present, to articulate ourselves. So this is what can happen if we just surround ourselves with the same environment time and time again. One of the quick ways in which we can address this is to very simply ask ourselves, where in my life am I weak? Where in my life am I weak? And the chances are, if you're a human being, which I think you are if you're watching this video, right? You will come up with an answer. In fact, I think you'll come up with quite a few answers. I know I do when I ask myself that question. Where in my life am I weak? And inside of that, you'll be presented with an answer or 2 or 3. And you could pick one of them. And then you can ask yourself, am I willing to do something about it? Yes or no, it's very binary. And with that yes or with that no, you'll probably feel something. If you've gone for the yes option, you might be like, fuck, what do I do? Or you might even know what to do, and the idea of doing that thing freaks you out. But you know you've got to do it. Because you know on the other side of doing it, you're going to be more. You might not know what that more looks like yet. I know that's been the case for me. But you will be more. Because what happens in life, which I've recently seen for myself and I've seen with some friends as well, is that we challenge ourselves in a certain area of our lives and we grow and grow and we become more and more and more and more. And then because we've reached this pinnacle, this new pinnacle, new way of being, new way of life in this particular area, it feels so damn good compared to what was happening in the past. Case in point, my relationship with my body, right? Felt so freaking amazing to be at the point that I was at with my body, that I just relished that. And I was like, finally. I have actually used those words many times, like, finally, I'm here. And yes, we enjoy that and we revel in that. But then what can happen is we can start to coast in that area of our lives because it felt better, because it feels better than how it felt before. We just coast and coast and coast, and we just don't really attend to that part of our lives anymore. And then before we know it, that coasting, all that work that we did to strengthen ourselves, to become more, those muscles then start to atrophy. We don't want that. And one of the ways in which we can prevent that from happening, in the same way that at the gym you would then go, you've been working with a certain set of weights, right? And then at a certain point, they feel pretty good, right? And then you challenge yourself to lift a heavier set or do a different set of exercises, whatever it might be, so that you can become that much more, you can become that much stronger. It's the same with any other area of our lives. We want to expose ourselves to new challenges, new environments, new people. New environments, I think, captures it all. We want to expose ourselves to new environments so that we can continually become more, that those muscles don't have that opportunity to atrophy. So by asking ourselves that simple question of where in my life, right now, where am I weak? And see what answer comes up. No more mollycoddling ourselves, right? No more surrounding ourselves with just those yes environments. We've heard it said in many different ways, like do something new every day, or do something that scares you once a week, or whatever it is. Create something new every day. And it's so true, it's there for a reason. But how often do we actually follow through on that? If we looked back on our last week or two, and this is something for you to do, right? If you looked back on your last 2 weeks of your life, how many things would you be able to pick out as that really challenged me, that was really different, that was completely new? Like how many things? And when I say challenge, I mean like those kind of challenges that really freak you out, right? Where you're like, oh my God, this is going to require so much of me. Those kind of challenges. We have the opportunity to become more in every given moment in our lives, but we have to decide whether we are going to take that opportunity. So ask yourself, where in my life am I weak? And see what comes up. I'd love to hear. Maybe drop a comment below, share with us and share what you're going to do about it. Or maybe creatively we can come up with something together. Drop me a DM. Love to hear. And if you feel that you could benefit from doing this kind of work in your life, to really start to challenge yourself and surround yourself with people and an environment in which you will have an opportunity to become more, to be exposed to different points of view and be challenged deeply, then I'd love to invite you to join me for the Create Your Fearless Life Challenge. It's a 5-day free Facebook challenge that I'm running here on the 2nd to the 6th of November. And it's going to culminate in an actual challenge that we do together. I'm going to share more about that over the next couple of days. So if you think, yes, I need to do this and I need support with this, the right kind of support, then come join me for the 5-day challenge here on Facebook. Well, actually, this is going on Instagram as well. So go to the link in my bio and hit on there and you can join the free Facebook group and join this challenge so that you can become more. No longer are we going to be weak in our lives, and as soon as we find those weaknesses, we're going to do something about them, right? Now you get to be a part of that energy with me and the 34 of us that are in the group already, building this energy and this momentum. So come join me. It's going to be fantastic.